Hey traders, how are we all doing? I've got another trade breakdown from Thursday the 17th, which I think was Tuesday this week. So I want to go over and show you, it's another good entry and it shows you similar patterns to other trade breakdowns that I've done. So what you'll start realizing after a while is it'll be ingraining into your head what patterns you're looking for, and that's when you'll start realizing that trading then can become boring. You know when you're getting better at trading because it becomes boring, because you're waiting for that same setup. When it occurs, you mechanically take that trade. So as these trade breakdowns go on, you'll realize that more and more you'll probably start seeing it as I'm going over it, what I'm going to say next, because it'll be the same thing over and over. You just got to really embed it into your brain. Right, so with that said, let's start. So if we jump on, we'll go back to the 4 hour and we'll work our way down again. So on the 4 hour, as we can see, this is Tuesday. I've gone back, I've cut it back to Tuesday. But what you can see here is by the time the 17th comes, this low had been broken. So when that low had been broken and no other high had been made, that means there's a good possibility it is going to go down to whether it breaks this low here, or this low down here, or this low down here. So we know once that's been broken, there's a good chance it's going to keep going down. Let's get rid of this line. So we'll jump down to the hour. So we know on the hour, we spoke before, didn't we, on the last one, about that being a fake breaker structure. There, that was a fake break because it was just nicking some liquidity to then go lower, and by then it'd broken that low. I think on one of the last calls I said the chances of that breaking that low was quite good, which it has. So then we start diving in a bit more. Let's zoom in a bit here. So let's jump straight to the 5 minutes. So that's the trade we're going to go over. Let's jump in here. So we jumped on the charts around about 7ish here, around here. So as you can see, there was liquidity built up in Asia. Let's get that like that. Here, and then it's come up here with speed and momentum into this POI here. It's going to be a little bit more in depth, this one, because trading's like cycles. There's many cycles. I'm going to do another whole video on recording on that, but trading is just like cycles. And what cycles I mean is the build up of liquidity, a breakout of speed and momentum, which you've probably heard me talk about a lot of times, then normally speed and momentum into some form of POI, point of interest, comes back, makes an entry, then goes. That's in a nutshell, that's a cycle. We'll dig deep on that on another video, but for now, that was what we was looking at. That is what we could see had already happened. So that had happened and taken all of that liquidity here. So as it come down, it slowed down, it made a reaction. It had what you could say is a little break and retest off here, which actually then end up performing London high. So as the day went on, I didn't take no other trades along here, but what you can see is there's various breaks of structure that's been made. There's liquidity that has been formed. Like here, let's mark this up. We've got liquidity here from that. I mean, it isn't, in fairness, that isn't exactly the nicest break, but there will be people entering. We've got liquidity here. So there is liquidity being built. Now, as you can see, it's come down. It's taken Asia low. There. Let's mark this up as we go. So hopefully you guys can see exactly what I'm looking at. So it's come down. It's taken Asia low. this was a good point where you could say, is it going to, now it's taken Asia low, is it going to react off here, and is it going to come back up and take Asia high? Now again, if you see one of the other videos that I made, one of the other recordings, when it reacted, it stopped in this nice little area of imbalance here, just at Asia midline. So this was a nice little 5-minute point of interest to see how it will react. Like I said, we don't always just take the trade instantly, because on this case you could have had, if you had had a sell limit, which sort of valid, you'd have normally had it above that high, you'd have just been wicked out, and then that would be the end of that. That would be that loss. So we wait for the reaction. We see how it goes. Now, as it come up here, it took this with speed and momentum here into this area. Not a bad reaction. We know there's still liquidity above here, and there's liquidity above here still. Especially where there's a break and retest. You got liquidity where they're entering on the break of structure. So that's there. Sorry, the breakout. So that's liquidity, and then you've got more liquidity when you've got people on the break and retest. They're entering off of that. So you've got people entering there. So there's more liquidity up here. So when it comes down, it starts slowing down, and it doesn't really give us the nicest entry model to then be jumping in. So we waited. We waited to see how it would go. And lo and behold, it did. It spiked up nice. Took that last little bit of liquidity there, and also took London high. So now, with that last liquidity taken there, London high taken, and the reaction on the 5-minute, look, it's taken it, and it's a good reaction lower. And with another 5-minute candle going down, so now it's looking a little bit more interested. Now our ears have perked up. So what we're waiting for is, like I said on various ones, relative breaker structure on the 5-minute, which is what we got. So when we start getting that, what we also got as well, which made it good, is a diversion. Again, divergence. So we got that again there, as you can see there, and as you can see there. So straight away on this trade, we've taken London high. We've taken all of that liquidity along here. Again, like I said, cycles. All of that here. Oh. And all of that here. So we've taken all of that liquidity here. We've come up, we've taken London high now. We've made divergence. So already we're building up a checklist of whether it's a good risk to take a trade, because trading, we're always taking a risk on each trade, but we're building up good clarity. And then we've come down, we've got a break of structure here on this 5-minute relative break of structure. It did close a little bit higher at one point, so like it come right back. So I just held fire a little bit. I just wanted to see a little bit more. If you're ever hesitant, wait for a little bit more. Granted, sometimes you may lose the trade. You may miss the trade. On this case, you could have got in off of the back of that. But I remember at the time thinking, I just didn't want to. I just wanted to wait for a bit more. I mean, you could have got in there and finished it there. But I wanted to wait for a little bit more. So as it was coming down, we can go on to the 1 minute now. Because once we've got that, we can go on to the 1 minute. I see this break here. That was quite nice. There. And that wasn't a bad entry to take there. To be honest, I can't remember why I didn't take it there. Or did I take it there? No, I may have just missed that. I can't remember exactly why I didn't, because that's not that there. 1 minute there. That's another valid trade there, because we've had the 5-minute relative breaker structure. We've waited. It's mitigated and even bounced off of a 1 minute break of structure there, which is here, if I can ever get this bloody thing on. So we've had like a bit of another confluence there on the 1 minute. So that wasn't a bad trade to take from there, because it's come down, it's broken it again, and it's come back up into that area. So that wasn't too bad. I think I might have just been a bit busy. But here is where I entered. So I can't remember what I was doing, but come back, It's come beautifully into here. I see them stall here, and that's where I jumped in. And then we just let it ride it out, because it comes back, takes your structure. You don't want to be moving to break even too quick, because as you can see, it's come down and then it's come, wish them thingies would go there. It's come down and it's come back up. If you'd have moved to break even too quick, you'd have got tapped out and then it's gone on its way. Absolutely beautiful. Where did I done that? Yeah, I done that there, because what I like to do, even though that is my target, even though that is my target, I've just got a little thing. Sometimes I don't like, sometimes it can go there and go up. I like to just keep mine a little bit above it. Just personal preference, to be fair. But that was it. So if we go back over this, like we've done before in many other breakdown videos, it's all very, very similar, and you'll start realizing this. It's come down. We've built up. We've got speed and momentum there. Then we've made a lot of liquidity here. It's come down. It's taken Asia low. It's made a new high. It didn't make. It's had a reaction off of this 5-minute POI, which you could actually class. Now it's broken it as an SMT. So that there ended up being a trap in there, because it's come down and then it's broken back through it. So that there, that's why we call it a smart money trap, because many people would have entered there. So they would have entered, let me zoom in a little bit more. They would have entered here and they would have had a tight stop loss. So what they would have done, if they'd have got a little bit eager, which I mean, yeah, well, I didn't enter because of that, but like that, and then that would have been it there, and then they would have got taken out because it done a one more grab. So sometimes it's good just to be patient. Just wait for that confluence. Don't get greedy. Don't get FOMO, and just wait. So yeah, so we took London high. We had a great reaction off the 5-minute candle. We then had the divergence, which was lovely there. Shows that the price is slowing down. We had the 5-minute relative break of structure, which is lovely, because we know we've got good clarity that it is going to go down. Like I said, I just wanted to wait there because the body closed right back up. It's not always, but it's preferred if the body closes below that. You know, it's a bit stronger. Hasn't always got to be like that, but it's better. Yeah, it's come back up. Waited for more clarity, and then we got in there for a lovely just over 1 to 3, and that was it. That was me done for the day. But as we can see, like we were saying before on other videos, let's leave that one. The charts absolutely plummeted down. Absolutely plummeted. So it did end up hitting. Come on, what's going on here? Let's go on the hourly. That'll be a bit easier. So it did end up hitting all them lows, and I mean, looking at that, whether if that doesn't hold, I mean, that there, you never know really whether it's going to hold or not, but that's a good target to aim for. And whether it comes down and then comes back up, if that holds, we could, if that holds and then that gets broken there, I'll start clicking things first time at one point, that could be good indication that we could go like that, but we never know. The way it's going at the moment, you just got never predict, only react. But yeah, hope that helps. Hope if anyone wants anything else, any other breakdowns done, any questions, put them in the comments, put them in the trading community, message me directly if you really want or whatever. But hope that helps, and I shall see you in Traders World on Monday. See you then.